Especially,
a wild Hindu man appears.
A wild Hindu man. All right. Jeez, like, don't tell.
Sunken, thank you for the 44 months.
I think that's better.
Man is talking at them from the rafters. Ha ha.
Not on. Still not on.
Still not on. 1 second.
Look, we now got Travis in here.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just everyone hanging out for Titan Talk as we get things.
Hello.
Yep, perfect.
I mean,
Fixed.
if we want to do it this way, that works for now.
Hold on.
But cool. Yeah, let's get into Guan Yu.
Cool.
So, Warrior brings a lot of really cool stuff to the game. Giant horse, team fight, really great. But we've given him, we focused on really making some of his abilities a bit more fluid, giving him some just ease of access to the tools in his kit, as well as we have given him some very unique scaling opportunities that no other character really has right now. So we're just going to go into each piece one by one.
Cool. So passive first?
Yep, so passive first. So his passive works very similarly in function. You build up 20 stacks. When you're at max stacks, you're empowered. You have to stay in combat to keep these stacks going. And once they
gain stacks of fervor.
But what it provides
you don't just get enhanced abilities.
Bonus effects on all your abilities.
Attack speed.
All these bonus effects are now baked into the core kit. You don't actually need this anymore.
Nice.
Because that loop was something that over time we ended up removing more and more pieces of it because it was just really difficult to actually manage that. It really often meant that you just didn't have the tools on demand that you wanted. We felt like it was much better to give you those tools and make this passive something a bit more different. So in this case, it's now Battle Fervor.
You can't give him more cooldown. You can't give him more shred. You can't give him more healing. They basically put his old passive just into the kit that he has now. Now he gains a little bit of attack speed for when his abilities are down.
Yeah.
He's not really an attack speed character. Well, now he is, because this is my own little personal gripe. You want to build a whole bunch of attack speed to show this off first.
Yeah.
I always thought his ult, when you're swinging his ult, the attack speed should really contribute to that. So, because you're swinging your weapon, right? So now if you build a whole bunch of attack speed, just OD bows is probably the biggest single one you can get.
Cool.
And if you ult and start swinging...
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
So your attack speed now, your attack speed is now affecting your ability to swing faster on your horse.
Speed, which means that you'll get to feel this regardless.
Right, yeah.
But if you actually build into this attack speed style, kind of
granted, don't get me wrong, they've built 2.6 to attack speed, chat. Listen, they've built 2.6 to attack speed, so this is not super realistic.
Oh my gosh.
You can hear the audio is a bit higher. We got some cool audio.
You get more procs of your 3 with some attack speed as well.
Another scaling factor for the 3.
So here's the thing. You're like, oh, so you're building attack speed, but what you got to understand is that attack speed synergizes with his kit. So it gives you more procs of your 3. So this, even though you'll have more attack speed, this doesn't even mean you're going to be auto-attacking a lot because your cooldowns on your abilities are still super important on Guan. Right? Your abilities and your cooldown are still his bread and butter. You're not going to be standing there just auto-attacking over and over like you would Bologna or Amaterasu, right? But attack speed now gives you scaling for more procs of your 3 and more autos on your ult.
But the cooldown reduction also.
So he's kind of like he's still cooldown ability based, but getting some attack speed in your kit is going to benefit your 3 and your ult. It's basically scales your 3 and your ult attack speed will.
But if you go to the 2 and the 3, the 2 slow scaling.
Like, are you just going to be standing there boxing people? Probably not.
Scaling, so when you hit God, you reduce your own cooldown.
Same Guan with a different passive, but yeah, hold on. There is more plus ones.
If you go to the 3. Has some intelligence scaling built into it, but it also has the stolen scaling. That's protections you take.
He steals scaling.
Yeah, no.
His passive was changed. His passive affects his 3 and his ult.
Is that work? Can you guys hear me okay?
Waiting for chat to...
Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, better.
Yeah, much better. Okay, hey, we got to figure it out. Okay, there we go. Sorry, first show in the new room.
Yeah, so like you could grab like a Glad Shield and a Shoguns on top of like a Pridwin and a something and a something, and that is going to give you more procs of your 3, more auto attacks during your ult, right? But that doesn't mean you're just going to straight be an auto attack character.
With that route, but he's a character that wants to flex a whole bunch of different roles, and this just lets him really choose to actually go into any one of these in a really unique way for him. We also have some nice quality of life improvements. So the biggest one is his Conviction, his heal, This is now castable during every single ability.
Yeah, this is a
nice.
cool little +1.
Yeah, so yeah, you can cast
So you
it
can
here,
cast
on
your
horse, you
one
can cast it.
while you're doing other
You can
things
also
now.
do
You
it
don't
while
have to
you're
like
dashing, you can
cancel
do
your
a
stuff.
dash.
You can
And
heal
they
while
sort of
doing
got
other
the
things.
benefit that happens
You don't
if
have
you
to like,
heal
oh, I'm
now
stuck in
with
my
it.
3, I have to
I did
cancel it
make
so I
sure
can
that
heal my
also
teammates.
does
You can now
contribute to
cast
the
your
ability
1
too. So if you're
mid
three,
animations.
Which doesn't go on cooldown immediately if you kill someone. That 3 will inherit the cooldown reduction when it does decide to go on cooldown.
Nice. That's awesome.
So just really making things overall more fluid for him in when he wants to heal and when he needs to heal. He doesn't have to cancel his Taboo Assault to get an emergency heal out anymore. He has all these different build variety paths, and I'm just excited for you guys to actually get your hands on him and play him.
Yeah, this is super sick. So he's got strength scaling, intelligence scaling. You can do some cool stuff with
Attack
attack
speed.
speed as well. So lots of different build paths for Guan Yu. I anticipate his God Builder page is going to go crazy whenever
Yes.
he releases, with everyone experimenting
agree.
and adding in all the different types of ways to play with Guan Yu.
Yeah. And there's a few final pieces coming in art-wise. I know today DJ sent me a picture of the horse. In Smite 1, it just kind of blips into
They might have
existence
been
immediately.
going this route anyway, but I will say that these direct +1s with him being able to cast his 1 and cast his 1 during abilities was my main idea.
We have
I had a little bit more of an idea that they didn't go with,
Yeah.
but like when they brought
And
him
we
in
also
there,
had some
this was the
feedback,
first thing I
today
said, and
that,
these were
like,
the
the
first things that
targeter
were
on the
typed in there at all. I
ultimate,
said,
can
you
be
being
hard to
able
read, but
to
it looks
cast,
like it has
this
two
is what I
circles right now,
suggested.
and it really
I
only
said
has
it'd be
just
really
one
cool to
circle,
be able to
you know,
cast your
'cause that's
2
just the
and your
timeline,
1
and
while
so we're
your
gonna make
3
some
is
changes
going
there,
as a
so,
quality of life.
You know, this
What
is
was your other idea?
not
That you could cast
final,
your
final
2,
Guan Yu,
to
but,
where like
it
you
at
could
least
still
gives you
keep
a-
spinning, but
a
it
good
would
look
allow
at
you to
where he
dash
is.
because
Yeah.
It's
the
really
thing
cool.
about Guan Yu
I'm
is
gonna
if
bring
his
this up
3 is
and,
cancelable, then he's
really
pretty
quick, we've got
useless,
some
right?
new mic.
If
Yeah,
you're in
Connor's on
lane,
this mic, we'll get everything polished
if
up
you're
for
in
the next show.
lane
Again,
and
kinda
they
live
stun you out of your
troubleshooting.
3, you're
Guan
pretty much
Yu
fucked.
launching with
So
an
I was like,
aspect.
it would
We
be
kinda
very
teased that a
cool
couple
if you could
weeks ago,
cast your
right?
1 and your 2
yeah,
while
we
your
talked
3
about,
is going.
him being
So that way,
a
if it's somebody,
typically
if it's a
one that you
Hercules
get
that could
after
push you,
release,
you could
we
dash
were
through the
still kind
wave
of
like
debating
out of
which way
range of
we
his
actually
1,
want, 'cause
in that way
he's
you
a
could still
character
keep 3ing
that
or
can play
dash through him to
support,
dodge it or something
but
like
he's
that.
not been super
That would have
popular
been kind of
there.
strong. So
I think
they
there's a
did
route
just
where
the
we actually
heal
make
on
it
all the
more
abilities, which is
self-sufficient
still
to that
a
aspect. We
good
decided to go
a
with
good
the more
change.
support-oriented stop because we think that's a natural place where players will want to explore Guan Yu. So you can play him a little bit support already by just going intelligence scaling into the dual lane. But we wanted to get something that was a bit more
But yes,
explicit
being
in
able to
really
heal
turning him into a true
during
support.
those
So that's why he has
things
aspect
is
of the
very
general.
very
Yeah,
good.
I will bring up the laptop and let's talk about it really quick. So, aspect of the general, Battle Fervor, which is the passive, now provides intelligence instead of attack speed.
I'm going to note the bee that's floating there right now. That will not be there long term. That's something that is a tech art issue in this current build that will be gone tomorrow. So ignore the
They're
bee.
they're in a
The bee is
new
permanently there, so-
room with new
but
stuff
Battle
and
Fervor
new
now
setup.
provides
So
intelligence
coming
instead
from
of
somebody
attack
who
speed,
understands how
conviction now
finicky
applies an additional
audio
heal
issues
over
are,
time, and will
yeah,
share
they're in the new
protections
room.
from Talu Assault. However, Guan Yu loses all strength scaling.
Yep, all
Ooh.
strength scaling. So,
Ooh.
outside of his basic attack.
So
His basic
instead of
attack
getting
still
attack
gets those
speed,
strength,
he
his basic
loses
attack
all
will
strength
apply.
scaling but
His
gains
abilities
int,
will
and
lose all
int
their strength scaling.
scales
So
your
this
healing.
really
So you
moves
pretty much
him
turn
to
into a
heavy
healer.
intelligence using-
Interesting.
And really playing off all the things that intelligence scaling brings him, as well as taking that battle fervor and turning it into a stim for all those support abilities. So
that pretty
the
much
extra heal from conviction is
your
really
your
important,
your
as well as
slow
the-
scales
you
with
have to use your three
intelligence,
first, and then you
your
use the,
your
aspect
stealing of
which is
scaling scales with
heal
intelligence,
and
your
that.
heal
Right.
scales
You
with
can share that
intelligence. So this
protection
pretty
back
much
to your
says
teammates
no more
and
strength
really
scaling,
nice
no more
for
attack
sure.
speed, no more
Because
additional
if they're
attacks
all
in that
moving
part of the
around and
passive.
you're being
But it
aggressive,
basically gives you
can just
more
really- it's one of
CC,
the few
more
places
stun
where you
duration, more
use
healing,
wide
basically to
protections.
just fully
Which is-
optimize
we know is a very
Guan
potent effect.
Oh,
in
for
the
sure.
support
He's
role.
going to be leading the charge for his team.
That's dope. See,
so-
Petty, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Aspect of the general. Does he save you money on your car insurance?
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, we love all the build variety that Guan Yu is going to have with this. We think the aspect
No,
really
because
pushes him
Chalk
one step
Int
further
also
into-
gained
If he
damage.
goes if he plays standard and goes intelligence, he's
Chalk
gonna be more of
Int
the,
gained damage
kind of
and
bully,
healing because of the way he hybrid
dual laner.
scaled.
He's really expecting to kind
Aspect of the general for Guan Yu pretty much optimizes him into scaling on intelligence, not specifically for damage, but for the support aspect
and
of his
like
kit.
we said, he is not done.
Chalk
done.
would
You know,
gain
we're still wrapping up a
damage
few things for him. So you see,
specifically.
like, his knees clipping through his skirt
Yeah,
a
just
little bit there.
bit, yeah.
Chalk
we're-
specifically
some of the
gained
tech art stuff
damage
and some of the last stuff that's
and
getting
healing
done here,
for
so,
intelligence.
yeah,
Guan,
don't
with
think
that
this is the
aspect,
final,
changes
final.
it
We're just,
so
Yeah, we're still
he
cooking.
opts
Talking about
into
everything
like
that
a
will
more
be coming out a
support
week
role
from
than
today,
a damage
so.
role.
Sweet. Well, we showed Guan Yu's base kit. We talked about the aspect. Shall we look at his Ascension Pass really quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
I actually have not had a chance to look at any of this.
Nice. So we got Shadow Guan Yu up first.
Almost like Demon King.
I know, right?
That's really cool.
He's got some Nobunaga vibes going on. It's sick. His first tracker is cooldowns reduced. The total cooldown time reduced on Guan Yu and his abilities. So that's super cool because he's got a couple of different ways to do this, right?
Yeah, and as you build more intelligence, you can actually make this effect a lot stronger for your team. So it's just kind of cool to be able to track that directly.
Yeah, I love the trackers that kind of play into the mini games for all the God kits. We've got the Mastery emote. We've got his clap, objectives destroyed, and God assist as usual. The second unique tracker is time and battle fervor. Total time that Guan Yu has been at max of his battle fervor, which is the passive again.
Yeah, so this is once you get to 20 stacks, you basically are playing the mini game of I must stay fighting within the next 5 seconds or I will lose it. So this just rewards you the longer you can actually keep into that battle fervor state, the longer your fights go, the more this tracker goes up.
Yep, this is sick. Next up, we got Onyx Guan Yu, the
Classic.
classic, black and gold. This little bee hanging out is cracking me
It's
up,
kind
by
of
the
funny.
way.
I do love the depth on this material, like in his like skirt. Like I mean, it looks almost like a field of stars
yeah.
or something. You know,
Yeah,
it just looks
so
good.
It is funny, the bee kind of matches the edge.
I know, right?
Bee.
Next up, we've got Opal Guan Yu, and I love the Opal skins. Gosh, I love the textures. Like you said, the textures.
He
in
does
his
have some
cloth
big-ass
have
hands,
so
buddy.
much depth
Yeah.
in these Mastery skins. It's awesome.
Chat's just obsessed with the bee. It's okay. We're gonna get through it.
Next up, we've got his global emote, which is the beard flip.
Nice.
Really cool global emote. We've got
I don't get it,
his
but cool.
wave. Oh, he's waving to the little bee. Nice. We've got Saint of War, which is his title. We've got God Kills, of course, the Mastery Badge, and then Radiant Guan Yu,
Ooh,
last on the track. Oh, this one looks really
Radiant
sick.
is always dope.
That's really cool. That's really
Radiant
sick.
is such
I
a
like
big
that
step up
Yeah,
from
I might even
Diamond
just
and
want
Smite 1.
this one for the Saint of War title.
Radiant,
that's just
Radiant
the
is
title, too,
always
like-
fucking killing it.
Oh, and I love the gold. And I'm not sure if his card effects are done, but we can take a peek. Looks like they are partly done.
partly
so
done. Yeah.
got-
Maybe they're just done.
Yeah, there we go. Got some blades and stuff going around.
Yeah, pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Looking good for Guan Yu and his Ascension Pass.
Somebody wants to see the global emote one more time, if we can show that.
I like that little intro bit.
Yeah.
That intro bit's really fancy.
That's cool.
That's great. Sweet. Let me bring us back to cams because I'm in dev and I don't want to spoil anything. But we had something spicy up next,
Yeah,
Pon.
this
Dude.
one-
There's a
one-
lot of cooking involved.
Yeah.
Yes, this one. This is the aspect that we had to. This is probably pushing the
Baron?
maximum amount of things we will ever change on an aspect.
Oh,
We are doing this because we thought we had a really cool opportunity to. We thought the kit kind of lined up with it, and we could make the tweaks we wanted to make this work. But it is definitely one of the aspects that pushes what the aspect system is supposed to do pretty far.
Yeah.
And
It
that's
is
Collins.
Core Kali, and I'm going to bring up the laptop.
Wait,
and
what?
Chad, it is
Oh,
long. You will
wait,
notice
what?
we've got
ADC
some text
Kali.
clipping here that will get polished up before the full release.
I've tried to shorten this more.
Yeah.
aspect of momentum sourcing Cali attack
And
are
we'll eventually
ranged.
just have to not have all the information.
Yes.
But, we'll get there.
All right, so Kali, aspect of Unbound Destruction. Kali's basic attacks are ranged.
Ranged.